Whoever I'm speaking to today, all right, could be some significance to Catwoman. You are amazing. I mean, whether guy, girl, what have you, it stands to reason that you could be a um, female avatar. Doesn't have to be the case, you guys. But man, Catwoman is definitely of some significance. And it makes total sense, okay, irregardless of whether guy, girl, what have you, to be clear, because of all you have, I want to say, like, achieved. I want to say that more than I should want to say all that you have gone through, because you've gone through that much that it's almost an immediate disservice to whom all ever I'm reading for, just to be like, you've gone through. Oh no, I want to talk about how you have achieved. This is a situation where someone from the collective has passed every test, and tested is an understatement, okay? This is not everyone's reading. Like, I get it. It's a general collective message. Right? But this goes a lot deeper than even I had awareness of until moments before hitting, like the green light, as it were. There could be some significance to the color green. I do see a lot of green. There could be some significance to being an earth placement. Could be some significance to, what is that song? Give me the green light. Give me just one night. I'm ready to go right now. Who is that? Who is that? It's like I'm picturing his face, but I'm not getting the name. So I don't know. That could be of some significance. Oh, John Legend. I'm like, it can't be. I heard John and I was like, it's not Elton John. John Legend. Yeah, that's much more appropriate. Okay, so there we go. Phew, that one almost hurt. But I digress. Maybe somebody here looks like John Legend, or is a legendary person by the name of John. Had to add those couple words in there before I said something else. Yikes. Okay, anywho, let me get out of that. A lot of emotion, right? But also, what is normally depicted as emotions through the illustration is really also telling of the test. You have done so much work, and so often, and with such rapid force, that I'm not sure you're aware of that. I do get that you are aware of some changes, and they are great. So whoever I'm speaking to, I feel like, yeah, chills on this. You're sitting there going, yeah, no, I acknowledge I have done a lot of. Yes, you have, honey, but if you could just understand the ramification of it all, of all aspects of your achievement. I mean, you are in the alignment energy of really essentially fulfilling your soul mission already. Okay, that's for some. Not all, I get it. There is definitely some significance to threes. The timer just hit 333, and really this fulfilling your soul mission energy is coming off of an angelic code card of that of 3333. Okay, right there within seconds, we had 7 threes received. All right, and 7s speak to incoming rewards for having completed cycles, and having completed cycles successfully. You have, and maybe up to 7 life cycles worth, okay, with that 7 energy coming through. Because I'm not getting this is just somebody that for the past 7 months you have worked, day and night to do your shadow work. No, it's more than that, right? Same deal with, even if you want to say 7 weeks, of course, as well as 7 years, maybe even 7 decades. Makes sense? Okay, so take what fits for your dynamic, your path, your history here, and there could be some significance to that of a Black Panther or the Black Panthers. Okay, I'm getting that there is a wide age range for this particular demographic. Excuse me, for this particular part of the age demographic of the collective. All right, it's giving the age range of, like, have you ever had, I don't know, like, I guess I've been to church like so much in my life, so it's just making me think of, like, there's like those times you end up in rooms, classrooms, and things, and it's just it's like the age range difference between one child or one tween or one teen to the next is almost so great that it barely worked. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know. And not to say that it was a packed classroom. You know what I mean? That's what it's giving, regarding the energy that I'm picking up on, connected to this, connected to the collective. Hopefully that makes sense. That was like such a mouthful for a small portion of the vision here. I get it. But I do try to do my due diligence. You guys know, those that know me know, like, I take this stuff seriously. I'm not trying to leave anything out. Sometimes I'm faster at it, and other times it's just coming in how it's coming in, right? Um, so there's that. But getting back to this, okay? I need you to actually like get into the honor thyself mode, right? Like, I feel like whoever might be part of this had been trained of the old type of timeline programming, which goes like honor thy father, honor thy mother, right? Like, honor thy authority figures firstly and above, self. And it's like, well, hold on a second, because no, that's sadly not always the safest, or highest vibrational outcome, resolution, and or experience, if and when you should do those things, right? No, I'm not here to say you should never ever. I'm here to say we probably should, about most things, never be able to say never, right? Most things, right? Same deal with always, though, so it just is what it is, but I digress. And whoever I'm speaking to, you were abandoned, huh? Yep. Yeah. Like, literally, like, I feel like some people connected to this were like, at times, like, wait, am I just being sensitive? Because you'd always been called sensitive. Maybe you'd always been called judgy, for really just calling people on their shit. You know what I mean? Or questioning, like, are you actually trying to be an asshole right now? Right? Or like, do you know that you're being an asshole right now? Question mark. Like, just checking before I actually like check you for that. Do you know what I mean? So that kind of thing, right? And why would that be? Because you've had umpteen chances, umpteen opportunities, umpteen experiences, hell, umpteen life cycles, umpteen lifetimes, mayhaps, just saying. Okay. Where you were repeatedly taught about your power, about your boundaries, about your self worth, about your tolerance levels, about your naivete, about your weaknesses, about your strengths. You see how when you kind of like lay it all out there, it's like, well, pretty sure in some way I signed up to actually receive those things, and receive them you did. Yes, but you've also, most importantly, overcome them. You've also, just the same, most importantly, transmuted them, alchemized them. You learned to become the observer. You learned that you should not tolerate being simply and solely an absorber just because you can, right? Whoever I'm talking to, you are a spiritual badass. Do you need a sword, hun? Because I'm pretty sure you already got one. I'm pretty sure you got a stone too. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure you can take that sword in and out of the stone as you please, because you were abandoned to the level, form, and measure, and repeatedly so, that you had to learn the power, the authority, and the magic you possess. Isn't that amazing about you, though? Like, just saying, you know what I mean? Like, it's not all bad here. Just, because how could you get to where you've gone through, you know what I'm saying? Sitting on your ass, not believing in self, not understanding how to coach yourself through the fire, through the unknown, through the fear, through the frenemies, through the bad contracts, right? Right. How could you give up, though, just the same? And you're about to find out why you know that even in these moments, okay? They may be moments. This might be something that you are really intentionally overcoming, in the sense of, I'm going to believe, I'm going to believe again. I believe, I'm going to maintain my belief. I believe again, right? Like, it's a walk, okay? And I can't really attach cake to it. I'm just saying, except for at the end of it, when we're all celebrating that you didn't die. You didn't give up. How could you give up? How could you give up when you're about to receive all that you're about to receive? This is the divine guidance you were looking for, perhaps more aptly stated, confirmation. All right. Confirmation of what? Well, with those threes, all right. And I need you to know, I'm also looking at 2121, reducing down to a very masterful, ascended, master filled energy of that of 33. And that is connected easily to ascended masters like Yeshua as well as Buddha, okay, comes to mind. So take what resonates there. You may be working with those energies, entities, essences, whatever's more easily understood as far as the myriad of tag words that we can come up with to identify the same sources, all right? You are fulfilling your soul mission, even right now, even though you know that you know. You're not there yet, just the same, babe. Can we just know that you're not where you were? I mean, if you just want to look at any one of these other past life cycles, right? Karmic or not. Haven't you ever just looked back? It's one thing to be like, oh my gosh, that was a terrible time of my life, right? But what about the like mid-version ranges of your paths here, right? Where you just knew, okay, I got up, I went to school, I performed my tasks. It was a pretty uneventful day other than that. How about that you got through that too? Because even in those times of the mundane, you were being taught, perhaps groomed, expectations were placed upon you. Whether you were having extreme awareness, full awareness of those facts or not, they still affected you at the physical level, perhaps, as well as the spiritual, perhaps the mental, emotional, the emotional body, right? So, again, let's look back to how, like, it's fucking amazing that you're not where you have been. Where you have been, the version of you right now would refuse to go willingly, right? Like, it'd have to be some major mega perk about the situation. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'd have to be like some life altering, like for the blissful better type of mode that you'd have to just live out your final days in. And that's exactly what you are receiving right now. So again, be grateful. Honor thyself. You are a baddie, whether Geiger, what have you. Oh my, I couldn't even time that out. I literally said you are a baddie and the timer struck 13. That is a very spiritually significant number. And I'm not going to force feed that one on you. Those that number's for, when that struck the timer, look up that angel number, would ya? It really, for real, not joking, rounds out the message. All right. For those that are willing, I want you to receive that one. You deserve it. You should honor thyself and receive that one. Okay. Angelic code, cheat code, however you want me to use the tag words for the same angelic source code that it is. All right. You are here to fulfill your soul mission. And you are doing just that, whoever I'm speaking to. But it has not been easy, honey. Oh my goodness. And yet this is like oh my gosh, this is giving like the energy of like hold on one second, I have to look it up. Yeah, this is giving like the energy of like Lost, which was like a super popular TV show a while back. And this would be like as if Jorge Garcia's character actually like became skin and bones by the end of like that experience of his character, right? I mean, this is giving like you started out not even necessarily having that kind of meat on your bones, and you went down to like if this were a car, like a vehicle, an automobile of sorts, and you know how like it's like sometimes you can get away with riding it a little bit on E. This is like, okay, we are below the E. This is giving Sub-Zero type of like you know full well that you have fought as if you were a David facing at least one, perhaps several more Goliaths, whilst operating on fumes, gas, okay? And not even the type you put in the tank, the type that you got to catch out of the air and hope that the reserve is enough to complete the task, the function, the believability, to maintain the self-confidence, right? And I'm talking you to you. You didn't have anyone. You didn't have any. I don't even. I mean, whoever I'm talking to, there were major points you had been so secluded. There wasn't even, you know how like it feels bad just the same though, right? Like if you're in like amongst crowds of people, whether indoors or outside, and you feel so alone because whatever's going on, maybe nobody's helping you, maybe nobody's noticing, maybe nobody just cares. Like they see everything. They just don't give a fuck, right? And it could be all of that that you've experienced, right? But really, seclusion is heavily part of this process. And I say process because this, again, goes back to some type of agreement regarding this soul mission. You are not, this is giving like John Wick, John Gotti, pick a John, bruh, pick a John. Like, seriously, like, whoa, okay? Um, and so there, I'm also hearing Enoch could be an ascended master of some significance, all right? This is big stuff, and you are big stuff though. Like, please don't count yourself out. It's like, yes, I'm not gonna lie to you. You're not doing any of this all the way and always and in all ways alone, right? Because none of us are. So that's okay. But still, there's like this urgency from your divine forces backing you that you need to like literally own up to your badassery, like in the most glorious and nothing heinous at all type of sense of the word. Okay, this is like, hey, did you not see how like the crown that you got sparkles and has like diamond encrusted rainbows on top? Like, it's like, you see how like your crown is like, wow, like the sun don't even gotta look to shine upon your crown because it's already being guided by the brilliant light that is your crown. Like, this is, you are special. You're not going to actually do anything that makes you fit in energetically, spiritually, and probably at this point physically, because I'm telling you, whoever you are, you don't look the same. This is like, people might even be saying, did they clone your ass? Like, that might actually be like actual witchcraft about you. And I say that because witchcraft really is gossip. There's gossip. You've made so much change. You have beaten so much demonic ass, karmic ass, right? You beat down the version of your excuse me, versions of yourself as they became no longer useful, no longer desirable, no longer fruitful, and you intended to do it, whoever I'm speaking to. And you could be seeing nines in confirmation of this particular message, or you will be, because I'm telling you, you're standing at a portal of nines. And nines, for those that don't know, okay, really talk to wish fulfillment. They talk to transformation, sometimes travel, all right? And sometimes they can lead to outing someone who may be, perhaps, and this could be why the guidance honor thyself keeps coming through the channel over and over, could be dealing with a bit of imposter syndrome. It's like, I am that I am, right? Don't go back from that though and then question it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Catwoman didn't like whip around the room or the galaxy and then turn around and be like, did anyone see that? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this isn't, you don't have to do that, because you just already could just live your life and not worry about what others are saying, because they're talking really, irregardless of what they're saying about you at this point, in support of you. And the reason why I say that is because, let's say, Frankie goes over to April's house and he's telling April and Barry about how you're looking. Oh, she don't look the same no more. Oh, she dressing like this, talking like this, listens to this music, posts these things on social media, and it's all blah, blah, blah. Who cares if they're saying good or bad, right? At this point, what happens? Well, people gather around screens of devices, several kinds. It's amazing, right? And next thing you know, they're up in your numbers, up in your stats. Maybe, we'd like to say it firstly, right? We'd like to. They're learning something good. You know what I mean? You're shining like a freaking example of many things. So chances are, it stands to reason somebody could learn something from you. You know what I mean? And at the same time, you are to be learning that you are that badass, right? Like, you are to be learning that you've got receipts of that, okay? You got to know you're the badass. You don't wait for somebody outside you or something outside you. But in the sense of this energetic exchange, that's your part. Yes, I am. I am that I am. Yes, I am. Right? And unapologetically, right? Could you imagine, you guys, if Catwoman walked around sheepishly apologizing for her own existence? Wouldn't really get so far. Just saying, she wouldn't really be considered a badass, or, wouldn't really be desirable in any means. Definitely not a vixen, right? Vixens, even just generically off the confirmation, right, know how to do things, get things done, right? Especially people, places, and things that don't necessarily want to get things done, go places, make, wrongs right, etc. Right? Or maybe you're like one of those, like you walk around like it's getting earth angel energy makes sense, and you're like, listen, I'm karma walking. You created a wrong. You're being met with a choice and an opportunity. What say you, right? And then you move accordingly. It's like, okay, we're either going to do this the easy way, or the most severely karmically repercussion slash punishable type of way, and really, you know how to do both. You know how to be that mirror for others, right? Because you know how to be the mirror for yourself. And I need you to know, mirror almost is like a trigger word anymore in the spiritual community because of, the twin flame journey, ideology, understanding, okay, label. And really, a mirror, I mean, you can mirror anyone. Haven't you ever said something to the effect of, they understood the assignment, or they matched the energy? Right? Men often in the dating scene, they just couldn't match the energy, but I can. Right? And it's often, sadly the case that most, well, I shouldn't even say that because I don't want to be word cursy, but I just get it if you understand that that can be a little disappointing type of sentiment accidentally, because so many have said that and then failed to just really be what the words were, right? So I get that. 23 on the timer. Reduce it down to a very timely energy of 5. So changes literally are on the horizon as far as lovers past. I need you to know, okay? The love and unity that you have offered self is really coming through on the outside of you now, because you have essentially commanded it through planting seeds of your own love and happiness and mercy and grace into yourself first. Again, I'm speaking to somebody who basically you had no choice. It's like you understood the assignment. Sometimes it is often easier to just understand it's an assignment, it's a soul contract. You are a divine being having a human like experience. Because if you really live this life with the believability that this experience was all you've ever known, you're really shooting yourself in the foot. Especially if you know that you've been called into deeper awareness and understanding that truthfully is not the case, that this all you see with your naked eyes is all you've ever known. All right. And please, I implore you, if you have not ever questioned that, please do so. Okay, we are here to learn and grow our soul, and we are not able to do that as precisely without asking questions, without challenging ourselves, and doing the same perhaps of the unknown. All right, but speaking of the unknown, all right, let's let the cat out of the bag. Somebody is coming your way. This is giving helper energy, counterpart energy. All right. And again, this is someone who is to assist you with your soul mission, their soul mission, or more aptly stated, just the same, irregardless of the fact that I'm speaking to two vessels, could still just be more aptly stated to say you, those twin flames that are truthfully, truly twin flames, know the vibe. Okay. So someone here could be guided into furtherance of study, reading, research, or some form of education regarding skill set, or just acquiring, or perhaps just maintaining, brushing up on. Regardless of what type of education or research or books to read, okay, I'm being guided to say that those that can make sense of that, this is exactly, it's like if you're sitting there going, oh, the book such and such. Yep. Right? If you're sitting there going, oh, I was thinking about going to school for, yep, right? So it's a general collective message. Hopefully that makes sense as to why I can't go through a whole freaking laundry list of everything, because it is something different from one individual to the next, okay? Irregardless of whether we're talking you versus your twin flame, or you collective member versus another collective member in their situation, all right? Hopefully that makes sense. Some of you are artists. Okay, different kind of artists. Take whatever art you got going on, plug it in there. There are many. And forgive me, I'm not trying to go down the rabbit hole too much, because this is, from all appearances, a longer video. So there's that. If you'd like a lengthy session that goes deep AF, okay, I got you. You just got to book a session personally, right? But I digress. Continuing on, some of you, you are being called to brush up on your orator skills. All right. And that's not really just simply and solely having some form of oral fixation. What that really talks about is being a public speaker of sorts. Now, some of you, this could be because you're being guided to write a book. I'm hearing to say there are a few of you that have been in the works working on a book or books or a book series. And that is most assuredly going to come to light where you are going to be asked to speaking engagement on the strength of that work of knowledge. I'm hearing to state it that way. That's pretty cool. Send me a book, you guys. All right. So, some of you, whether you are a gym buff, a gym bro, or not, okay, you have the innate ability to build and create. All right, which brings you a deep sense of accomplishment. So, what can you do with that skill to continue you in the energies of having this deep sense of accomplishment, also making money, right? Make it make sense. And maybe that's why you got to go back to school. Maybe that's why you got to research. What would I even go back to school for? You get the sentiment here. But as you're doing this, all of this, okay, and some of you are even working with culinary skills, apparently. I must miss that part. Okay, so, maybe you're going to school. It's like maybe you know how to cook, maybe you have certain certifications, etc. But you want to get into like Thai cuisine, right? And maybe you're not of the land or of the culture. So this is really something that you would really have to actually study, somebody who knew about that and the culture and the food as well. All right, so take what resonates here. But regardless, you guys collectively, okay, are on the right path. So just keep doing what's working, keep doing what is keeping you, again, in that deep sense of accomplishment. All right, and you know how to do this because you've been doing it. I think you just were looking for confirmation, not validation. You already know about how toxic that is to look for validation. My goodness. But confirmation, sometimes we do need that. Okay, I'll give you that. No worries. Here we go. So literally, this is your sign, okay, to move forward, as you already have started, most of you, to plan. Now, some of you, speaking of sign, there is a particular billboard or signage that grabs your attention, but you're looking at it like, this is extremely high. I have to look at this. But what does it mean? All right. And Spirit's saying, for those that resonates, this is a situation where, maybe it's going to take you a little while to meditate, to decode the message, but your intuition is most assuredly going to hook you up with the knowledge. All right. With the answer to the query, what does it mean? All right. 2929 could be a number of some significance, but it definitely reduces down to 1111 energy. All right. Really talking about new beginnings, this new adventure you're starting out already, or you're being asked to, okay? And some of you could also see a shooting star in confirmation, all right, to this message being for you. And also, somebody here needs to know they do have a spirit animal guide, all right? Now, I'm not here saying you've already met them yet. You may have, all right? But irregardless of whether you already have or will, on the other side of meeting that spirit guide, okay, spirit animal, whether it's a fox or not, okay, you're just going to know. There's going to be no doubt. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, right? And you could have that telepathic communication abilities with the animal kingdom, all right? So use them accordingly when you do see this guide. Some of you, somebody's going to be outside, perhaps, near a tree line, perhaps, and you're going to see. Just keep an eye out, you guys. Everyone and all living things have auras, visual manifestations of the angel energy surrounding us. By raising your vibrational energy and training your eyes, you will be able to see auras. So for someone perhaps wondering, can they see auras? Yes, you can. For others, perhaps drawn to trying to figure out how to see the auras, you'll get there, okay? Just keep training your eyes, and your angelic team wanted you to know, just to, again, you're on the right path here, irregardless of what aspect of the message you're here for. That's the general sentiment, okay? And I love to talk about it. I'm so honored to be able to offer this message to you, and I'm honored to know you just the same, because I, on a personal note, resonate with aspects of this one, you guys, for anyone wondering. As I say that, I look down and the timer is 31, 33. My goodness, this is definitely going longer than I had planned. But long story short, good on you. Okay, you are freaking amazing. I feel like I don't have words enough to even give the sentiment, quite unfortunately, of divine forces perception on you. But really, maybe that's because you are aptly excuse me, because you are actively to be co-creating that, right? Like, why should they do all the work? You know, it's like the divine could tout your praises to the hills all day and all night, but so what of it if you weren't also joining in the celebration? And I leave you with that food for thought. Much love and light.